Hey viewers, Hexcraft here. A few things before we get started. First off, quick thank you to Gentle Giant Games, the early access key. I've been having real fun with the game, and I'm really glad I get to talk about it. This is not a paid sponsorship. All that I'm going to say and go over are my own thoughts and opinions. They're really chill about it, actually, in email. Second, keep in mind this is not the full game. It is an early access, and the version is also going to probably get updated on release. So yeah, things that I might point out as like little bugs will be changed, fixed, and things that I'd say are bland or well, we already have this really nice roadmap, so we already know those things are gonna get changed and get better. But with all that said, let's get into it. Let's have a quick rundown of the story. We play as the Omen Forge, a warrior of unknown origins with the goal to travel to the brink and unseal the gates by any means using the power of flame to gain the blessings of the divine spirits on our journey. A pretty simple and very fun story. And honestly, there's a lot more to it, and you should really pay attention while playing the game. It was kind of fun to get the interactions by different characters. Moving on to gameplay, this game is best described as a 2D platformer / fighter / roguelike. You start off with the Battle Hammer Axe, a weapon that hits hard and sends enemies flying. And honestly, it's pretty cool in its design. Once you're ready to head out on your journey, you will enter the outskirts, the first of the regions you will fight your way through. After you slay your first enemy, you'll be able to pick up a blessing from one of the divine spirits. This blessing will allow you to pick from one of the 3 blessings that the divine spirits can offer you. Each blessing has a different effect to help you on your journey. Blessings can add effects to your attack, your launcher, your bolt, or your dash. And after you have collected at least one blessing from a divine spirit, you can gain their assist, which is a powerful move which can be game-changing. Each divine spirit gives a different effect to their blessing as well. Quick disclaimer, I suck at pronouncing names, so sorry in advance, but I'm also going to go over each of the divine spirits and what effect they grant. First off, Sharbora, the stag, which blessing gives poised, which reduces damage and makes it so the action cannot be interrupted. Keluman, the wolf, causes wounded, which gives attack critical chance per stack. Solesh, the bird, causes burn, which helps burns enemy per stack. Navalik, the rabbit, gives electrified, which gives attack speed per stack and deals damage when the stack expire. Mishvid, the bear, causes frost, which reduces enemies movement and attack speed. And Yamthas, the seahorse, which causes drenched, which gives enemies increased stun duration and wall damage per stack. Besides giving extra effects to your abilities, divine blessings can also give you other things as well, such as increased healing, more health, more dust, more damage, and so much more. You can really build an interesting playthrough each time you do a run. Alright, once you have your first blessing, you get to pick from the region map on where you'd like to go for your next location. This map lets you really path out your course to the boss fight, making it pretty nice, whereas usual, you don't get to see what comes next after the room you're about to enter. Which I really do like this a lot, because it lets you plan out. Each room can have a different reward in it, so let's go over them real quick. Some of the most common rooms you'll see are, well, other blessings for each of the divine spirits. Then you have dust deposits, which will give you 100 dust, relic chest, which gives you a random relic, which you can hold 3 at a time. You can always swap them out, and if I recall, there is actually a skill you can get later on to break those items down for best. Next, you have vitality crests, which increases your max HP by 25, luminous gems, which lets you increase 1 of 3 of your blessings power, celestial exchanges, which are basically a stop shop, which they hold 3 of random items that you can spend your dust on to get. These items can be healing items, increase your HP items, more blessings, and luminous gems. One of these celestial exchanges also is always there at the end of the map, right before the boss room. So if you don't want to spend your dust early on, you can save it till the end. Also, you can unlock the Tribute Altar, which lets you exchange a set amount of HP or items. Side note though, one of the times I entered the room, one of these altars was already lit for some reason, and then a different time when I lit both altars, no item dropped for either of them. I assume this is a bug, and most likely will be fixed. Finally, near the end of the map, you can encounter a hidden rift, which has 1 of 3 different Blightful enemies. And it sort of works as a Smash Bros type game, where you need to knock them off 3 times to get a total of 3 items at max. You can also run the clock and get the items you have collected, or nothing if you haven't knocked them off. It really depends, honestly, because sometimes the enemy AI felt like they were throwing themselves off the map, while other times they felt like they were magically tethered to the floor and they wouldn't fall. Also, if you fall off the map into the fire, you yourself will be ejected out with no rewards. A fun little kind of game mechanic, which has a sort of a high risk, high reward, because yes, you can lose everything if you fall off the map, or they could kill you, honestly. They hit hard and can do some devastating work, but if you're able to knock them off quick and not get hit, well, that's 3 items, which again, can be anything, including some essence. Also, throughout almost all the levels, you have a chance to encounter a statue of Kismet, which, once the enemies have all been defeated, will offer you one of 2 items to help you increase your power at the sanctum. These items are esoteric scrolls, which can be given to the mediary, the old man / chief of the sanctum, who uses them to enact ordinance, which can add new locations on the map, sawn sandstone into levels which you can break for dust, or, the best one of all, a discount chance at the Celestial Exchange, and many more. Next is the combat runes, which you can give to the runesmith and the kid to unlock new weapons. As of now, there's only 2 weapons. Sisterhood Gauntlets, a set of 4 floating fists that hit fast and exchange damage for speed, and the Astral Cord Bow, a ranged bow that lets you play back and shoot your enemies from safe distance. Besides unlocking weapons, you can use combat runes to unlock upgrades for each weapon. These allow you to get better enchantments or more enchantments from the regional shrines and to the level. And finally, the last resource being the Dormant Embers, used to unlock permanent skills from a skill tree, 1 for each of the divine spirits. These are really powerful and can be game-changing. Last thing I want to mention about the regions is that after you defeat the region boss at the end of the map, you are taken to the regional shrine, where you can spend essence that you've gained through your adventure to unlock buffs for your weapons. They'll either give you more powerful versions of skills, or just flat increases. Now let's talk about the enemies, and oh boy do I have mixed feelings. First off, the first region has a good mix between ranged and melee attacking enemies. At worst, sometimes the flyers will get hit a little too high up and they'll be out of your range for a good while until you can bait them down. The second region, however, feels like a major increase in difficulty. The enemies here are way more variety, and some of them hit like a truck compared to others. Then there's the third region, which I kind of burned past that one so quickly. Honestly, I don't really feel like anything in the third region is that much of a trouble. Heck, the boss of the second region, the 3 warriors, I feel like they are the hardest of the bosses, while the third one, I kind of juggled him to death. Granted, at this point, you've gotten a lot of buffs and boons, so yeah, it makes sense why this one went by so quick, and it kind of feels like there is something missing from this region, which probably will be added by launch or immediately after one of these updates. So yeah, for now it feels like the easiest, but probably in time it will get better and harder. Going back on one thing I just said, bosses. These enemies are really interesting, honestly. The first boss is really what I'd say is a checkpoint, where you can see the difficulty spike. She can kick your ass pretty easily if you mess around, and she is a really powerful enemy. I would say she is the first marker of a real threat. And then the second reason, oh Jesus Christ, these 3 are powerful. They are mobile and they hit hard. And I'm gonna give a word of advice. Don't kill them one at a time. Don't focus down one, because every time you kill one, the other 2 get an upgrade and a buff. Same when you kill the second one, the last one gets even faster and stronger. My best advice, get them super low on HP altogether. Take out one and then take out the next, all while the others are powering themselves up. Finally, the last boss, again, he kind of goes down pretty easily at this point. I'm expecting him to probably get buffed though, so yeah. But I also will say that I do really like his design, and yeah, his fight's kind of cool. Alright, with that all said, I gotta say, this is an amazing game, and I'm really looking forward to watching it grow and get better, especially with that roadmap we have. I like to rate this game an 8.5 out of 10, because yeah, there are some parts missing, some things feel weirdly balanced, but I can really see all this getting fixed and worked on in time. So I'm really hyped to see where this goes. Thank you again to Gentle Giants for the early access. Links down below if you are interested in checking out the game or their stuff. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Like if you enjoyed, comment down below if there's a different game you'd like to see me do kind of review this for, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.